few more people in here today. Must have been a big game. Huh? We ready to roll in the back? Good. All right, great win. Really happy for our team, for our fans. I'm worn out. Feel like I played. Good thing I didn't, but feel like I did. This was going to be a grinded-out game from the start. I thought teams coming into it, just watched them in the summer, nothing they did in the first two games told me any different. Thought it was really evenly matched. They're a very well-coached team. Credit to them. They continued the fight. Going into it, we kind of talked about four keys to the game. Special teams, that was going to be one. And I thought our field goal team was big. We made a couple of those. And their kickoff return team set them up, On the decent return we had a penalty. Rushing the football, I knew that was going to be big. We felt like this was going to be a game that was going to be won in the 20s, in the 20s or low 30s. And we felt like running the football was going to be important, and that's something we did until late in the fourth. And, we obviously failed. I'm sure y'all want to talk about that, and we will. But we really ran the football well for three quarters, and that was a huge piece. And if you look at it, having 173, having 173 yards rushing, that's with sacks and everything taken out. I thought that was big. And then explosive plays, which we had several in the second and third quarter there, or in the first, second, and third quarter. And then turnovers. We lost the turnover battle. But I thought those were going to be the keys in the rushing, and in the special teams, especially making our field goals. I thought that was big in the game. Football is there's such a swing of momentum, and I think everybody felt it in the stadium, and if you think about how this momentum and how little plays end up making a big deal. So, and this is something we talked about as a team a lot. So, coming out, obviously get off to a fast start on both sides. And in offense, I don't know how many times we punted, maybe one time in the first half, but we really had some momentum, doing some really good things, able to throw it and run it. Got late our last drive, I believe, in the first half, and we had two botched plays, first and second down. We had two run plays called, and one of them was a bad snap. The other one was just a bad decision. And so we don't score, which is a huge momentum swing because we got a chance, maybe even not. I wouldn't say put that quality of a team away in the first half, but two mistakes, on two plays we had down there that should have. All right, and then we felt like we had a chance on touchdown, third down. We didn't make it. They hit we make our field goal. Had to settle for a field goal. They hit a big kickoff return, and then Malachi Ruffin chases the guy down, makes a tackle. And at the time, nobody kind of thought about it. Oh, they're probably in position. They're going to score a touchdown anyway. Well, lo and behold, here we go. Malachi Ruffin really saves it. We try to use our timeouts. They end up jumping off sides. They miss a field goal. Now we know that was a huge play in the game. We come out. We're able to eat up quite a bit of clock. Didn't stick it in. I think we had some penalties. We had a penalty on 3rd and inches that really hurt us there in the third quarter offensively. And then, lo and behold, really bad decision. And I take ownership on it. And that's my play on the third down, and just so you kind of get inside, so because I'm sure y'all want to talk about it, so third down, they got no timeouts. There's 3 minutes to go. All right, we hadn't punted the ball very well. We hadn't swung the field other than one time. And so on third down, you got to go for it. That's a play that we'd hit for about 35, 40 yards during the course. And they played it, credit to them. We make a bad throw. All of a sudden, this momentum swings. But there's a play right there where Bryce Wheaton comes in and makes the tackle. On defense, we're always talking about make them snap it again. And that was a huge play in the game because it did. Made them snap it again. And then we go down, and I think it's whatever that fourth down play was, and it's kind of a 2-point mentality when you're calling the game. And we work, and I think we've even talked about this, you guys that are here on a regular basis, in spring ball and fall camp, we work 2-point plays over and over and over again. Well, the play they ran is like one of our favorite 2-point plays that we run. And, we went and visited Mike Tomlin and the Steelers before COVID and everything, and they do this deal called the Steelers drill. And what they do is they play 5 or 7 plays down inside the 5-yard line. It's either third and goal or it's a 2-point play. And, man, our defense, they cover that play, and everything goes full circle. And so proud of them. And just winning's hard. And we talked about it before the game. I thought this was going to be a defining moment for us, for this team, where we're at. We had a home team here. The crowd was electric. we appreciate them. And they made a difference. I thought they really made a difference early, and they made a difference late on that final drive. They were having a hard time communicate. The last drive of the first half, they had a hard time communicating. And so just a big win. You know, it was a little ugly there at the end, but at the end of the day, they're going to count this as a win. And we've been talking about this as a football team for 6,195 days. That trophy had been in Blacksburg, Virginia. And so tonight, we were able to bring it home, and I know there's a whole bunch of people that are wearing gold today that are happy about that. So with that, we'll take questions.
So, Neal, what goes through a coach's mind, gut in those final 5 minutes? Do you feel like you have any control, or do you almost feel helpless?
No, I mean, you got some control. You can't go out there and make plays, but you got some control. It's you practice those situations, and I'm not going to sit here and say we handled it well, because we didn't. You know, you watch the game. You're a smart football guy. We didn't handle it well. Now, the good thing is we were able to overcome it. It's a lot easier to teach off a win than it is a loss, in my opinion, in end-of-game situations anyway. But we didn't handle it. There's some things that we struggle at that they took advantage of right there at the end. You know, we tried a bunch of different things, if you go back and look at it, and we just struggled to be able to grind it out. We got in a couple second and shorts. The offsides penalty that we got was big. We felt like we had a play there with Garrett in the game on that 3rd and 4 that we felt good about. Whether it would have worked, who knows? All right, but when it goes in that 3rd and long, you know, you felt like, hey, you got to throw it here to try to get it, because the time was, they were going to have plenty of time. They were going to have 2 minutes ballparkish. So that's the thought process.
Yeah, you guys had 33 yards over the last 4 drives. What do you think the difference was there?
Yeah. They were blitzing off both edges. So they did a good job coming off. We got in some bad down and distance. I think that's fair. We may have taken it out of it too early. You know, that's sometimes, you know, you look at things in retroactively and you say that. Whether that's the case, I don't know. You know, but the only thing they did differently defensively is they really compressed us from the edge with edge pressure.
Your red zone defense, not only that last drive, but on several drives today, was really effective, keeping them off the board. What enabled that red zone defense to be so effective today? You
know, I thought today was the best overall. We had a couple errors, like they hit a couple of those explosive plays there. You know, we did some things that shouldn't happen. We gave, you know, third and 25. We gave a quarterback scramble up. You know, the big play there when it was I think a 13-point game, the big run. But in the red zone, we did some really good things. I thought outside of a few plays, that was the best job we've done rushing the passer, and it's the best job we've done at all 3 levels playing quality team defense.
Jared, they probably under control for a while, but the 2 turnovers that are alluded to. I know it's early, but
Yeah. So the one where we give the ball to him, you know, on the sack fumble, that happened really fast. We got beat off the edge, off our left side. I'm not sure we even touched him. So that's where that was from the backside, and then. You know, here's the deal. The last one, I'll take responsibility for it. You know, they did a good job playing it, so credit to them. But we're trying to hit something that we thought could hit quick because we'd had a hard time protecting, especially in the third or late in the third, early in the fourth quarter. You know, and he floated the ball a little bit. You know, we want to throw that in the ground, but again, you know, I'll take the hit on that because I should put him in a better position.
You said you recognized their 4th down play. Did anybody get a chance to communicate that to anybody on the field, or did your defense?
No, that's a great thing. Yeah, no, it's repetitions, Kevin. That was kind of, I could see it unfolding within my eye. You know, I saw the guy go in motion, did what we call a little orbit motion, came back out, and I thought our guys in the back end did a great job matching it. And then we had some pressure coming from inside out, but it was good, you know, and So, you know, you in and out it, and I'm not going to get real technical, but we switched it off, and that was great. That was a really good job, and we played it like we had seen that play before, which we had, you know, and they'd covered it numerous times. So, obviously, huge play in the game.
You know, going on momentum swings. The first 2 snaps, it's like a yellow
Yeah. You know, it's a finicky game, right? It's you know, if we don't play that bad, that's those last 2 drives of the game, you're in here talking about how good we played on offense, right? You know what I mean? And hell, we just won a rivalry game and fair questions. So don't think that I'm being negative here on you all, because all fair questions. But we beat a number 15 team in the country at home. But because we didn't play very well late, that's all the questions, right? Which are fair. Trust me, they're fair, right? I'm sitting there going, good night at the end of the game. But at the end of the day, we did win. You know, we won, and there was a bunch of momentum swings in the game. You know, and I told our staff, I didn't tell our players, but I told our offensive guys, I was like, man, we got to get to 30. If we get to 30, then I felt like we had it. And we just couldn't ever get there. You know what I mean? We were so close to getting there, but we never. I felt like if we could get to 30, then the game was won. There wasn't enough possessions in the game, and we were running the football well enough that we could run it out. You know, but we didn't manage it very well the last 2 drives.
How do you feel Garrett played, and with the rhythm of that, getting him and getting Garrett in, how do you feel they handled it?
We'll get better at that. There's a science to it. Honestly, it's you know, it's not easy to kind of sit and go in. We had to drive there. He dropped the snap. You know, we had a pass play that we felt really good about with him in the game. They did a couple things when he was in the game that were a little different game plan wise than what they were doing with Jarrett in the game. But I thought he did fine. He was really excited early. He missed a big run, but then he came back and had a couple of really good runs. You know, so again, I'll be able to tell you better when we get together on Tuesday. But we'll get better at playing both of them, you know. And he does. He gives some things. He was real close to getting out of that one on the last drive, you know. And I'm sitting here answering easier questions, right?
Talk about some of the wrinkles you had on offense. Jared getting under center when you were handing off to Letty. Yeah. And, of course, Green 2 coming in on the late quarterback draws.
Yeah, we the under center stuff I think fits us. You know, it was a little bit of a change-up. You know, we struggled. Our running numbers were okay last week against Long Island, but we kind of know what that is. And so we were looking for a change-up, and we felt like getting under center, we could get downhill. You know, these guys are good on defense. I mean, they are. I mean, look what they did against North Carolina. North Carolina's, you know, top 10, 5 team in the country last year offensively in almost every category, running the football. And they held them, you know, I think to under 100 yards rushing or right at 100 yards rushing, something like that. So they're good, and we felt like if we got downhill on them, we could stay on our double teams a little bit longer. And then we had some wrinkles with Garrett, and we'll continue to do that, you know. And he did some good things.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We got 3 players out there, so.
All right.